What's going on, good people? James Logan, founder, CEO, and head coach of Higher Level Coaching. Today, I want to talk about how you can follow up after the interview. So, we spoke about the other two parts of the interview trifecta, which is before the interview or pre interview prep. And then we have a during the interview. And now we want to talk about what happens after the interview. So, we can talk about what you need to do to follow up, how you need to follow up, how often or when you need to follow up, to whom you need to follow up with. So, first, let's start with when. So, after a phone interview, after any interview, you should send a thank you email within 24 hours. I like to say that you should send it when you're in the parking lot, so it can show them that you're eager, to show them that you're very thoughtful and very considerate, and you're a savvy job seeker in 2016. You're just well aware, which puts you in another category than other job seekers. So follow up immediately after an interview. Reserve the thank you note, the actual handwritten thank you note or typed out thank you note. Reserve that for the last interview when you know that you're a good fit, when they know that you're a good fit, and that you would just want to impress them a little bit more to show that you have some savvy and some class. Put the icing on the cake with that thank you letter. Now, let's say you went on this interview and you hadn't heard back when they told you that you would hear back. You want to follow up with them and say, hey, I'm just following up to check on the status of my application. I want to reiterate my interest, and I'm even more excited about joining the team. So now I want to just check up and see, when can I expect to hear something back. You want to do this on a frequent basis until you feel like there's no hope. Unless they tell you, hey, you're not a candidate for the job, you have every right to follow up. Who you want to follow up with? You want to follow up with the hiring manager. Not necessarily the recruiter. If the recruiter is the only person you have in contact with, great. But recruiters get all kinds of thank you notes and letters and things like that. So the hiring manager, the person that might be your supervisor or might be responsible for hiring that position, is the person you want to follow up with. And then finally, the thank you note. One other purpose for the thank you note, of course, is to address anything that might have went wrong during the interview. So if you fumbled on a question, or if you felt like something was embarrassing or something, or you felt like something was funny that you want to mention in your thank you email, you can feel free to do that and say, hey, you know what? After thinking about this question a little bit more in detail, I want to follow up, and here's how I will respond now that I thought about it a little bit more. I know it's not during the interview, but I hope this will suffice. The idea is that your thank you note shows that you're a savvy job seeker. It shows that you are thoughtful. It shows that you're considerate, and it gives them an example. It gives them a window, a peek into what kind of employee you will be. Are you a good communicator? Do you know how to follow up? Do you know simple etiquette for the job search or dealing with customers or clients? So stay tuned, and we're going to get in way more detail with the job search strategy as well as the interview prep, since you got an overview of what you need to do to get started with your career search and career.